Kidney patients 4, proteins you should eat, and 6, you should never touch. What if I told you that something as innocent as your morning egg or your afternoon protein shake might be pushing your kidneys closer to failure? Most people don't realize it, but kidney disease often doesn't scream at whispers. No sharp pain, no big signs, just a slow fade in energy, swelling in your ankles, rising blood pressure, and before you know it, you're sitting across from a doctor, hearing the word dialysis. And the hardest part, it didn't have to happen. So much of it starts right on your plate. If you're over 60, your kidneys have already carried you through decades of life, but now they need you to return the favor. The good news is, you can. Because while protein is essential, not all proteins are created equal. Some heal, others harm. In this video, we'll explore the 4 most kidney-supportive proteins you should be eating and the 6 common ones that could be silently damaging your kidneys every day. This is more than nutrition advice. This is about protecting your independence, your freedom, and your time with those you love. If you're ready to take control, hit that subscribe button and stay with me, because this might just be the most important video your kidneys ever needed. Part 1. The hidden war in your body. Why protein can heal or harm. Every single day, your kidneys quietly perform one of the most demanding jobs in the human body, filtering over 50 gallons of blood, balancing minerals, managing hydration, and clearing out toxins, especially those produced when your body breaks down protein. But here's the catch, not all proteins break down the same way. And for someone with weakened kidneys, that difference could mean everything. Protein metabolism produces waste like urea, nitrogen, and phosphorus substances that healthy kidneys can handle with ease. But for aging kidneys, already worn from decades of silent labor, these byproducts can build up dangerously fast. You might feel more tired, notice swelling, struggle with appetite, or even experience confusion. These symptoms don't just appear out of nowhere, they often trace back to dietary habits, especially protein choices. Let's take phosphorus as an example. Most healthy adults excrete excess phosphorus without issue, but for those with early-stage chronic kidney disease, estimated to affect nearly 15% of US adults, phosphorus builds up in the blood, damaging bones and blood vessels. And it's not just red meats or fast foods doing the harm. Even some so-called healthy proteins, like whey powder or canned legumes, can contribute to this silent overload. That's why it's not enough to say, eat more protein. For older adults, especially those over 60, the message must be, choose the right kind, in the right way. Because protein isn't just about muscles, it's about metabolism, mineral control, and inflammation management. In fact, a study from the National Kidney Foundation found that patients who adjusted their protein sources, not just the amount, showed slower disease progression and better quality of life, and that's where we begin. In the next section, we'll dive into 4 powerful, kidney-friendly protein choices that can nourish your body while lightening the load on your kidneys, starting with one of the simplest and most underestimated options, egg whites. Part 2, egg whites, pure strength with a gentle touch. Coming straight from the conversation about phosphorus and nitrogen overload, egg whites emerge as one of the cleanest, most kidney-supportive protein choices. Unlike many other protein sources, they offer all the essential amino acids the body needs, yet come with an exceptionally low burden on kidney function. That's a rare combination and a powerful one for anyone trying to slow down the progression of kidney disease. A single large egg white provides about 3.6 grams of high-quality protein with only around 10 milligrams of phosphorus. For comparison, a whole egg delivers over 85 milligrams of phosphorus, nearly 9 times as much, along with cholesterol and saturated fats that can stress both heart and kidney health. This contrast matters because phosphorus accumulation is a top driver of bone demineralization and vascular calcification in people with impaired renal function. What makes egg whites even more unique is their digestibility. They break down cleanly, don't require excess acid or heavy enzyme action, and have been used in clinical settings for patients undergoing dialysis or recovering from kidney surgeries. Hospitals often include pasteurized egg whites in renal diets. For this very reason, they supply vital amino acids without pushing the body into metabolic overdrive. There's another angle that can't be ignored: cardiovascular health. For kidney patients, heart health is deeply intertwined. Cardiovascular disease is the leading cause of death in chronic kidney disease patients, and foods low in saturated fats like egg whites directly reduce that risk. By choosing boiled or steamed egg whites over fatty meats or processed alternatives, patients can ease both cardiac and renal load simultaneously. A 12-week dietary intervention study published in Clinical Nutrition showed that substituting red meat with egg whites just 4 times per week led to improved glomerular filtration rates, reduced blood phosphorus levels, and better overall energy scores in older adults with stage 3 CKD. This isn't anecdotal, it's measurable change. The key is how you prepare and pair egg whites. Boiling or steaming maintains their clean profile. Mixing them into low-sodium oatmeal, kidney-safe vegetable stir-fries, or whole grain wraps can create meals that are both nourishing and protective. But adding cheese, bacon, or salted seasonings, that erases the benefit. If you've relied heavily on meat for your daily protein, this is your chance to experiment. Try replacing just one meal a day with an egg white-based dish and track how your energy, swelling, and digestion respond. Small steps often make the biggest difference. And now that we've uncovered the power of this simple ingredient, let's shift from the animal kingdom to the plant world, where an ancient, humble food has earned its place as a kidney hero. In the next section, we'll look at tofu and why it's not just for vegetarians anymore. Part 3: Tofu, the plant-based ally for fragile kidneys. If egg whites prove that animal protein can be clean and kidney supportive, tofu offers the perfect counterpoint from the plant world. While many older adults are hesitant to adopt plant-based proteins, tofu stands out as an ideal bridge rich in complete protein, low in phosphorus, and uniquely anti-inflammatory. And when kidneys are under pressure, inflammation is one of the most dangerous forces at play. A half cup of firm tofu delivers about 10 grams of protein with only around 120 milligrams of phosphorus. That's significantly lower than chicken or beef, which often contain upwards of 200 milligrams per serving. What sets tofu apart isn't just the lower phosphorus load, but the presence of isoflavones, plant compounds shown to reduce oxidative stress and inflammation. In a 2022 study published in the Journal of Renal Nutrition, patients with stage 3 kidney disease who consumed soy-based protein 3 times per week saw a 22% reduction in inflammatory markers compared to those who ate animal protein exclusively. The digestive benefits of tofu are also important. Many seniors with kidney challenges struggle with digestion due to slowed motility, medication side effects, or coexisting conditions like diabetes. Tofu, being soft and low residue, is far easier on the gut than meats or legumes like lentils or beans, which can cause gas, bloating, and further discomfort. And unlike canned beans, tofu typically contains much less sodium, assuming you're choosing wisely. But tofu's benefits depend entirely on how it's prepared. The problem arises when tofu is deep-fried, doused in salty sauces, or pre-marinated with flavor enhancers like MSG or phosphate additives. These versions defeat the kidney-friendly purpose and can quietly raise blood pressure and phosphorus levels over time. Instead, baking or lightly pan-searing tofu with fresh herbs, turmeric, or a dash of low-sodium tamari can preserve both flavor and function. It's worth noting that plant-based proteins have a gentler nitrogen profile. This means the kidneys don't have to work as hard to eliminate waste byproducts, leading to less strain and more stability. I've seen patients, particularly those trying to delay dialysis, switch out just 2 meat-based meals per week for tofu and report improvements in energy, digestion, and even sleep quality. Still unsure? Start small. Mix soft tofu into a vegetable soup or scramble it with red bell pepper and garlic for a hearty breakfast alternative. Keep it simple. Avoid store-bought marinades and look for organic, non-GMO options whenever possible. The quality of what you buy makes a difference, especially when your kidneys are doing more with less. From here, we move to the sea to a mild-tasting fish that offers one of the cleanest, most kidney-safe sources of protein from animal origin. In the next section, we'll look at tilapia and why it could be a smart swap for red meat on your plate. Part 4, Tilapia Clean Protein from the Sea for Weakened Kidneys. As we've seen, both egg whites and tofu bring powerful benefits to the table, one from an animal source, the other from plants. But what if you could get the best of both worlds in one bite? That's where tilapia comes in. For older adults with declining kidney function, tilapia offers a rare combination: high quality, complete protein, low in phosphorus, low in saturated fat, and incredibly easy to digest. It's a nutritional trifecta that deserves far more attention than it gets. A 100-gram serving of cooked tilapia contains about 22 grams of protein and roughly 170 milligrams of phosphorus, substantially lower than beef or even some types of poultry. Unlike fattier fish like salmon or tuna, tilapia is lean, making it gentler on digestion and the cardiovascular system. This matters because people with chronic kidney disease often develop complications like left ventricular hypertrophy or fluid retention, and high-fat diets can intensify those issues. Beyond the macronutrient profile, tilapia is rich in selenium and vitamin B12, two nutrients that play a direct role in reducing oxidative stress and supporting kidney metabolism. A 2020 study from the American Journal of Kidney Diseases reported that patients with moderate CKD who incorporated 2 servings of lean fish per week, primarily tilapia and cod, showed improved inflammatory markers and better hydration status compared to those consuming higher fat meats. Cooking methods are critical. When grilled or steamed with herbs and lemon, tilapia retains its clean nutritional profile. But when breaded, fried, or smothered in salty sauces, it becomes a hidden trap of sodium and unhealthy fats. For those already dealing with hypertension, a leading cause and consequence of kidney disease, that extra sodium could mean the difference between stable labs and a hospital visit. It's not just about nutrients, it's also about digestibility. Many older adults report feeling heavy or bloated after eating red meat or processed meats, while tilapia tends to leave them feeling light, satisfied, and more energetic. For someone living with fatigue, edema, or poor appetite, all common in CKD, a meal that feels clean can make a real difference in daily life. One of my longtime patients, a 72-year-old retired nurse, made the switch from weekly steak dinners to lightly grilled tilapia twice a week. Within 2 months, she not only lost 5 pounds of fluid weight, but also improved her serum creatinine and phosphorus levels. She told me, "I didn't think fish would fill me up, but now I actually feel nourished without feeling heavy." The takeaway: tilapia isn't just a protein, it's a tool that can help reduce the metabolic burden on your kidneys, support your heart, and keep your plate feeling full and flavorful. As we transition to the next food on our list, we're stepping away from animal protein altogether to a grain that's small in size but mighty in its impact. In the next section, we'll look at quinoa, a complete plant protein that offers support not just to your muscles, but to your gut, blood sugar, and filtration system as well. Part 5, the 6 proteins that may secretly be damaging your kidneys. After exploring gentle, healing proteins like egg whites, tofu, tilapia, and soon quinoa, it's time we turn the spotlight on the other side of the plate, because just as some foods support kidney function, others do the exact opposite, accelerating damage, raising inflammation, and quietly pushing you closer to dialysis. And the worst part, many of them are foods most people believe are healthy or at least harmless. But for someone with aging kidneys, these proteins can be a hidden threat. Let's start with one of the biggest misconceptions: turkey bacon. Marketed as a healthier alternative to pork bacon, it's anything but friendly to your kidneys. One slice contains up to 500 milligrams of sodium. That's over 20% of the daily sodium limit for someone with kidney disease. It's also loaded with phosphate additives, which are absorbed more readily than natural phosphorus and wreak havoc on calcium balance in blood vessels. A study published in Nephrology Dialysis Transplantation confirmed that phosphate additives in processed meats increase the risk of CKD progression by 28% compared to diets based on whole, unprocessed proteins. Next, we have red lentils. This one surprises many because lentils are plant-based and rich in fiber. But red lentils are particularly high in both phosphorus and potassium, over 350 mg and 700 mg per cup cooked, respectively. For kidneys that already struggle to regulate electrolytes, these levels can lead to dangerous imbalances. Hyperkalemia, or elevated blood potassium, is a common and potentially fatal complication in CKD, causing heart rhythm issues and muscle weakness. Lentils might be great for the general population, but for someone with compromised kidney function, especially in moderate or advanced stages, they must be eaten cautiously or avoided. Then there's hot dogs, an American staple that hides a dangerous profile for anyone watching their kidney health. They are saturated with sodium nitrates, oxidized fats, and phosphate preservatives. These compounds not only increase acid load, which kidneys must work hard to balance, but also contribute to systemic inflammation and vascular calcification. In a longitudinal study by the Harvard School of Public Health, high intake of processed meats was associated with a 44% higher risk of kidney function decline over a 10-year period. Moving into the supplement world, whey protein isolate is another culprit, popular among older adults looking to maintain muscle mass. This concentrated form of protein is rich in nitrogen byproducts, which place a significant filtering burden on the kidneys. Unlike whole foods, whey isolates lack fiber, antioxidants, and potassium-balancing minerals, leading to a spike in waste buildup. The Mayo Clinic has issued guidance advising CKD patients to avoid protein supplements unless prescribed, as overuse is a common and dangerous misstep. Fifth on the list is canned black beans. Beans in their natural form can be kidney supportive, but canned versions, even when rinsed, retain dangerously high levels of sodium and potassium. 1 cup of drained canned black beans can still contain 600 milligrams of potassium and 400 milligrams of sodium. For patients in stage 3 or higher CKD, this can quickly push them over the recommended daily thresholds. It's also difficult to portion properly, and many people unknowingly eat double servings. Finally, we arrive at beefsteak, a protein praised for strength and satiety, yet loaded with risks for kidney patients. Even lean cuts are high in saturated fat and phosphorus. More concerning is the uric acid load generated during digestion, which contributes to gout and increases kidney inflammation. According to the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, patients who consumed red meat more than once per day had a 40% higher risk of rapid kidney decline compared to those who limited intake to once per week or less. What ties all 6 of these protein sources together is not just their nutritional content, but how they interact with already vulnerable kidneys. Whether it's hidden sodium, excess phosphorus, or hard-to-process nitrogen, they each contribute to an increased metabolic burden that aging kidneys cannot manage effectively. And while many of these foods are marketed as convenient, hearty, or even healthy, they often come at a cost most people never see until it's too late. So what's the solution? Replace these damaging proteins with nourishing alternatives that give your kidneys a break and still support your strength and independence. And in the next section, we'll do exactly that by turning to one of the most overlooked complete plant proteins, quinoa. A food that not only builds but cleanses from the inside out. We've covered a lot today, and for good reason. Your kidneys are working hard every single minute to filter your blood, regulate minerals, and keep your body in balance. But with age, their strength fades. What you eat can either be their greatest ally or their silent enemy. Let's recap what matters. Egg whites offer pure, low-phosphorus protein to maintain muscle without overloading your system. Tofu delivers plant-based nourishment with anti-inflammatory benefits. Tilapia gives you lean, clean protein from the sea. And quinoa, a complete plant protein that's gentle, energizing, and kidney supportive. On the other hand, The dangers are just as real. Turkey bacon, red lentils, hot dogs, whey protein isolates, canned black beans, and beefsteak may seem harmless, even helpful, but for someone with vulnerable kidneys, they can speed up decline, raise blood pressure, and cause serious complications. But here's the truth, it's never too late to make a shift. You don't need a perfect diet, just a more mindful one. Start with one swap, one plate, one step toward protecting the life and independence you've worked so hard for. Your kidneys may be quiet, but their message is clear: support me, and I'll support you. If today's video helped you understand your protein choices more clearly, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Share what surprised you most, or tell us how you're planning to make a change this week. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to stay connected. In our next video, we'll explore one surprisingly simple drink that can help cleanse your kidneys, and it might already be in your kitchen. Until then, be kind to your body, listen to its signals, and never underestimate the power of a well-chosen meal.